Hey everyone, it's Chris Manning here, and today, I want to walk you through one of the most intense challenges a trucker can face, getting a fully loaded semi safely down a steep mountain without using engine brakes. Let's be clear from the jump, this video isn't a full-on masterclass for descending with 80,000 pounds behind you. But it is a solid foundation of essential techniques and common-sense practices you need to stay in control, avoid disaster, and keep your wheels on the pavement. Because when you're rolling heavy down a mountain, the number one priority is momentum control. You're driving a beast of a machine, and if you let gravity take the wheel, things can go sideways fast. Literally, your braking system is the most critical safety feature on that rig. Knowing how and when to use your brakes and keeping a safe descent speed can be the difference between a smooth ride and a story on the evening news. Now, there are a few common slip-ups truck drivers make, some of which can be deadly. We're talking about ignoring posted warnings, mismanaging your brakes on the descent, and failing to use your transmission smartly by shifting into lower gears. Another big one, relying entirely on engine brakes and not knowing what to do if they're unavailable. But here's the twist. In this guide, we're not using the engine brake. That's right, I'm going to show you how to get down a steep grade the old-fashioned way. Manual control, smart choices, and a steady hand. There are enough horror stories out there, from Colorado to California, to remind us this isn't something you mess around with. Even on a clear, sunny day with dry roads, a mountain descent demands respect. If you're not prepared, you're gambling with your life and everyone else's on the road. So before we jump into technique, here's your first rule of thumb. Know your truck inside and out. Every rig is a little different. Inspect your brakes thoroughly, especially before a descent on a mountain pass with a steep grade. And don't overlook this next one, runaway ramps. You've seen them, those steep, gravel-filled lanes shooting uphill, off the side of the road. They're not there for decoration. They're built for truckers who've lost braking power and need a last resort way to stop. Always know where they are on your route, just in case. Let's talk about the first three major mistakes that drivers make when it comes to mountain driving. Mistake 1, ignoring warning signs. This is the big one. Road signs aren't suggestions, they're your survival guide. Before you even start your descent, those signs will tell you what's ahead. The grade percentage, the length of the downgrade, upcoming curves, and even whether there's a mandatory brake inspection stop. In states like Tennessee, for example, if you're heading eastbound on I-24 toward Monteagle, there's an inspection station specifically for truckers. You're required to pull over and make sure your braking system is ready for the mountain. It's not optional. It's law and it's smart. If you blow past those signs without paying attention, you're setting yourself up for trouble. Mistake 2, poor brake management. This isn't just about how you use your brakes, it's about making sure they're even in shape to do their job in the first place. Before you even put the truck in gear, check that air pressure is holding steady. Look for cracks or leaks in the chambers. Make sure your slack adjusters are functioning and your pads haven't been worn to nothing. This should all be part of your pre-trip inspection, but especially before a mountain run, it's non-negotiable. Proper brake management also means pacing your brake use, not riding them all the way down. But we'll get into that in the next section. When you're heading down a mountain, one of the most important techniques to remember is intermittent braking. You want to avoid what's known as riding the brakes, keeping your foot on the pedal for long stretches. That constant pressure builds up heat fast, and heat is the enemy of effective braking. Brakes work through friction, and when they get too hot, they start to lose their stopping power. Eventually, they feel soft, like stepping on a mattress, and your truck just keeps gaining speed. The safest way to brake is in intervals. For example, if the posted truck speed is 45 miles per hour, let your truck roll up to that speed, then apply the brakes firmly to bring it down to around 35. Once you're there, take your foot off the brake and let the truck coast back up to 45. Then brake again and repeat the cycle all the way down. This technique helps you manage heat and keeps your brakes from fading. Now let's talk about another common mistake, not using lower gears. Engine braking is great if you have it, but even if you don't, choosing a lower gear before the descent makes a huge difference. Lower gears reduce momentum and give you more control without overworking your brakes. Let's say you're in a 10-speed manual and the downgrade speed limit is 50 miles per hour. Drop down a couple of gears before you begin the descent and hold that gear all the way down. This steady gear will help keep your speed in check, even without the engine brake. Alright, enough theory. Let's take this to the road. We're up here on top of Monteagle Mountain, heading westbound on I-24 toward Nashville. It's not the steepest mountain in the country, especially compared to places like Washington State or Colorado, but it's a good place to show you how I handle a descent safely and with confidence. Before going down, I always make sure I'm calm and focused. Check your air pressure gauges. They should be full and stable. You'll need that air to operate your brakes. Now, pay close attention to the road signs. This one says, "Caution, steep mountain grade, next 4 miles." That means you've got 4 miles of downgrade ahead. It's crucial information. It tells me how much braking power I'll need to conserve. Some mountaintops even offer pull-off areas where you can stop and inspect your brakes one last time before the descent. Use them if you can. We're about to head down a 5% grade over 4 miles. I'm currently at 50 miles per hour, so I'm going to start slowing it down. I'm shifting from 9th to 8th gear to get ready for the drop. And just to make it more interesting, we've got rain today, wet roads, so extra caution is needed. Watch my footwork. I apply the brakes gently, then release. I don't keep pressure on the pedal. I'm at about 40 miles per hour now, and engine RPMs are sitting around 1700. That's right where I want to be for this gear. I'm hauling about 76,360 pounds right now, so I'm keeping things smooth and steady. We're approaching a sharp right-hand curve. Trucks are supposed to stay around 45 through here, so I'm making sure I hold it at that speed. I'm holding steady in 8th gear, sitting at about 1,800 RPMs as we round this corner. I tap the brakes just a little to bring the speed down, then immediately let off. It can't be said enough, you never want to overuse your brakes on a mountain. Use them briefly, then release. If you ride your brakes the whole way down, they'll get dangerously hot and start to lose the pressure you need for the calipers to work properly. That means less stopping power, and that's the last thing you want when gravity's pulling you downhill. We're picking up speed again, creeping past 45 miles per hour, so I apply the brakes one more time. Remember, the heavier your load, the more momentum you'll have. That momentum can work against you fast, especially on a long grade. I'm still around 1,800 RPMs, but now I'm shifting back up to 9th gear. The slope isn't quite as steep here, so I can handle the added speed, but I'm still keeping a close eye on it. Right now, I'm floating between 40 and 50 miles per hour. I never want to go over 50. We just hit 55, so I'm applying the brakes again to slow it back down. Once I'm at the speed I want, around 50, I let off the brake pedal. That cool down time is crucial. Now I'm climbing back to 55 miles per hour with the engine around 1,600 RPMs, and again, I'm slowing things down. Bringing it back to 50, checking my mirrors, staying alert. Another sharp right-hand turn is coming up, so I'm easing off the speed again. We're holding steady at 50, and I'm off the brakes. The key is to stay focused and not let faster traffic pressure you. Keep a steady pace, stay calm, and don't panic. We're nearing the bottom of the mountain now. Just one final reminder, never hold the brake pedal down for long stretches. Use it for about 5 to 10 seconds, then let go. Let your brakes breathe. Alright, we've reached the base of Monteagle Mountain. I'm shifting back up to 10th gear. We made it down safely, no engine brake, wet roads, limited visibility, and a full load at 76,360 pounds. And we did it without any issues. If you stick to these techniques and apply these principles, you should be able to handle any descent safely. That's it for today's video. I hope this gave you some valuable insight on how to take on mountain driving with confidence. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos you'd like to see next, and I'll do my best to make them happen. Until then, stay safe, take care, and may God bless you.